Hey Gamecock Nation, we're back for another season of Cruising with the Coaches, driven by EZGO. All season long, we're going to sit down with Gamecock coaching staff members and have some other special guests, and we'll do all of those interviews right here from the comfort of this brand new, custom Gamecock branded EZGO golf cart. Best part of all, you've got a chance to register to win this beauty. So let's get started. Coach, you ready to cruise?
Yes, let's do it.
Come on in.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Some new threads. You're decked out.
Go. I got the colors on. I'm ready to go.
I think the kids call it the fit now. All right, so you pitched collegiately at Radford, right?
I did. Yep, I did.
So let's talk about Terry Rooney as a ball player. Give us the scoop.
They had a soft throwing left-hander, you know.
Crafty left-hander.
Crafty lefty. Well, it was soft throwing too, and I can admit that, but. You know what? I had a great college experience, and to be honest with you, my coach in college was the reason one of the main reasons I got into coaching. Scott Gines. You know, I really wasn't very good, to be quite honest with you. But my coach believed in me and made me think that I was better than I was, and I always remember that for the rest of my life. And to be quite honest with you, it's a big part of the reason I got into coaching, because the influence he had on me, and I thought I could hopefully instill that same level of confidence in the kid.
You are a guy who everybody says, who was the big recruit that you identified?
Yeah.
As a recruiter, everybody wants to tell their story about the guy that they got. Well, I don't know that anybody can top yours, because you went out and found Justin Verlander when he wasn't exactly Justin Verlander at that point in time. And some people would say, wait a minute, Verlander pitched at Old Dominion? Yes, he did. How did that come about?
Yeah, great story. And well, first of all, I had no idea he was going to be what he is now, for the record. They actually just did an article. The Athletic just did an article. It was in the New York Times and a bunch of places, actually, this week, as a matter of fact. So I'll give you the condensed version of it. But back then, you know, when Justin was in high school, you didn't recruit underclassmen. Legitimately, it was you recruited seniors. They took their 5 visits, and the process didn't really start until right before their senior year. I had seen Justin pitch in the fall of his junior year at 2 tournaments in a row. And the younger kids always threw at the back end of the last game of the weekends. And I saw him in Norfolk and Richmond. I was like, wow, you know, big, tall guy, he's 86, 88. Just kind of circled his name, sent him a letter. That spring comes around. All the games are rained out that I was going to see. And I knew this guy was the #1 guy on the board for us as a junior. So I remembered, I called up the coach and I said, hey, listen, he's from Goochland, Virginia, a small town outside of Richmond. And I said, is Verlander pitching? The coach said, yeah, but you know, Coach Rooney's only a junior. I said, I know, there's nothing else going on, I want to see him. So long story short, I went to see him pitch. He was really good. With the relationship kind of developed, and I remember, you know, even back then, he called me, came to visit, did some things on his own. And the great story of this is that we had the Commonwealth Games back then, which was the state games of Virginia, similar to here in South Carolina, the Palmetto Games. And I knew you couldn't call the kid until July 1st. But I knew if he went to those Commonwealth Games uncommitted, it was over. So I remember telling him, I said, listen, Justin, when we get a chance to talk later, you know, we're gonna try to move this along a little bit. Long story short, he committed that summer. And to be honest with you, you know, even, you know, as the game, I would say the college baseball game has evolved. It's interesting because there aren't a lot of positions that are pitching coach, recruiting coordinators anymore, so to speak. But I've always done it. And I feel like my experience allows me to be able to do both. Recruiting is everybody. It's the collection of everybody. We have such an incredible staff here. Everybody's involved and does a terrific job. But I've just always loved it. Yeah, I've always loved the relationships. But here's the thing for me. I really believe this, and particularly now here at South Carolina in the SEC. You better look at recruiting like it's a Friday night game in the SEC. Like you have to. Like you have to. If you don't look at recruiting from the same way, from a competitive standpoint that you look at it, right, as a game, it's not going to work.
How do you recall your relationship with Coach starting? Where did it start? How did it start?
Well, that's a great question. Well, first of all, I'll tell you this. Yeah, when I got the call to come with Coach, I mean, my heart really, it was going 1,000 miles an hour. We'd have obviously stayed in touch for a long time, and I'm proud to call Coach my mentor and a friend. You know, he's somebody that's, I wouldn't be where I am, wouldn't have had the opportunities I had in my career without Pulmonary. But it's more than that. You know, he just like our guys will learn, it's not just about the baseball, it's about everything. It's the bigger picture. And it's the life lessons, and it's the same thing as a coach, and he's helped me, you know what I mean? As a coach, as a father, as a husband, he sets the example of what it's supposed to look like.
So I'm always curious, as a guy who's in charge of a pitching staff, do you pay attention to the mound? I see our crew out here working on your infield right now. Is the mound something, is there something about a mound you want to see in terms of a specific height? I mean, I know there are minimums, but it always seems like mounds are a little different ballpark to ballpark. Have you ever taken interest in trying to make sure your home mound has anything specific about it?
That's a great question. Well, first of all, as everybody knows, most people will tell you the surface here at Founders Park is the best in the country, certainly one of the best. Everybody that comes here in the SEC in the country will tell you that, and when you see the videos and the pictures and when kids step foot on it, they see it's awesome. And the mound's the same thing. I really don't look for anything specific, obviously, because it has to be, a certain height, certain level, and those kind of things. The one thing I do look for is the guy that's standing on that mound, he better look like a dude. All right, and that's one of the things I tell our guys. So listen, that's what I'm looking for, no matter what.
Coach, appreciate it. It's time to get down to business. You've got players to deal with, and we've enjoyed the ride, but we're going to let you out of here and let you get back to it.
Hey, I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me.
That's a wrap on this week's edition of Cruising with the Coaches, driven by EZGO. Make sure to stick around and register for your chance to win this beauty. It is a brand new customized Gamecock branded EZGO golf cart, and all you've got to do is click on the link below. We'll see you next time. Go Gamecocks.